What's up, boys? I'm taking a look at some NBA player props today over on PrizePicks. PrizePicks, my favorite website for some NBA player props. It's available in most states. If you guys are already on PrizePicks, highly recommend joining. Use code DOMG when you guys do go ahead and sign up. Make your first deposit 100% up to $100. A bunch of you guys have been using my code, and I seriously do appreciate it. Love PrizePicks. It's what I make all my player prop plays on. So again, definitely recommend joining. Available in most states. But if anyone is new, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications. Those three things would help me out. So, you guys, what are those three things? Appreciate all the support on the channel, man. We've grown like crazy on the channel. Seriously, do appreciate you guys. But yesterday on the video, we were 3-1, so we did pretty good. Keldon Johnson over 15.5 points hit. Zach LaVine, man, what was he doing? Zach LaVine was horrible yesterday. I mean, he had like, what was it, 2, 4? He had like, I think 6 points it might have been at halftime. It was horrible. I don't think he scored a single point in the first quarter. Don't know what was up with him. I almost went DeRozan too, and I wish I did, but I went with LaVine because he had the better matchup. DeRozan killed it. Zach LaVine, he was horrible, so that one didn't hit. But Cole Anthony under 6 assists did end up hitting, and Marcus Smart over 3.5 rebounds did end up hitting as well. So we were 3-1 yesterday. Pretty good day, shooting for that 4-0. But today we got five picks. We're going for 5-0 today. So I think we got a pretty good, we got a really good slate on, but I think we got some good picks today too. So we'll see how this one goes. But yeah, we got our boy back. You guys will see the first one we talk about here. But yeah, PrizePicks and free Discord link are in the description. People give their free research all the time over on the Discord. So as long as you guys are not toxic, feel free to go ahead and join the Discord and get in on some of that research. But pretty quick intro today compared to some other days. Let's go ahead and hop straight into this here and talk about some NBA player props. I think we got, 11 games today, so it's a pretty awesome slate. But we're going back to our boy. If he doesn't hit, I think I'm going to hop back off this, but it's going to be Mitchell Robinson, man. 4.5 points. We like him over the first half, 4.5 points. So, facing Portland today. He's had 2, 12, 2, 10, and 5 in his last 5 games. So, some couple of outliers, it looks like. And I think the last 4 games were kind of outliers. So, we'll take a look at this game. But he is 7 out of 10 in his last 10. He's a minus 110 for the full game. But he's definitely a first half guy, usually, compared to the second half. So, do keep that kind of in mind. But we'll head over to Statmuse here. Take a look at Mitchell Robinson first half game log. So take a look at what he's been doing lately. So again, he's 7 out of 10 in his last 10, assuming I counted correctly, which I'm pretty sure I did. But yeah, so 2 points, 2 points, 2 points right there. So those are 3 games he didn't hit. So it was all tough matchups too. I mean, Golden State is usually tougher, even with no Draymond. And then the Lakers he didn't hit. That was a tough matchup against AD. And then right here against Miami. Miami is always stingy to the centers typically, but everything else, he's been hitting every single game all the way until January 4th, besides those other 3. So I'm rocking with my boy Mitchell Robinson today. Let's take a look at this matchup, though. So let's take a look at this game here. This is a 5 o'clock game tonight. So I usually hit early games, but this one isn't as early. Like tomorrow, I think we got like a 12 o'clock game. I hate those games with a passion, man. I had to get up and research right off the bat, and it just kind of sucks. But 4.5 point spread right there, 217.5 over under. So 5 o'clock, not bad though. But center going against the Portland Trailblazers. Take a look at this matchup here. So Portland, we're looking at Trailblazers to centers, and they're allowing the most points in the league so far this season to the center position. This is a pretty good spot for Mitchell Robinson. Take a look at the last 7 games, and they're allowing even more points in the last 7 games. I'm liking Mitchell Robinson here over first half points here. 7 out of 10 hit rate again. He's a guy who's been really reliable, too. So let's take a look, though. So he missed against the Lakers. So that was a game where he missed. He missed against Miami, who's on the harder side, and he missed against Golden State, who's on the harder side. So a couple of tougher matchups there is the games he didn't hit. And now he's got the best matchups. So I'm really hoping he can go ahead and score those 5 first half points at bare minimum. Hopefully we can have a game where he's got like 12 in the first half, like against Utah. So we'll see, man. But he's been able to get done against tougher matchups, too. I think Utah's pretty tough, isn't it? Yeah, definitely on the harder side. So I don't know, I'm trusting in my boy Mitchell Robinson today, I think. I'm thinking that's actually going to be one I play at the end of the day. So I think it's probably my favorite of the day, to be honest, too. He's just been so reliable for me. I think I've got to keep rocking with him. But if he fails me today, though, I'm going to be pretty pissed off and might not take him for a while. So, all right, let's move on to an assist prop here. We're going to go with Stephen Curry. We talked about this late last night in the Discord, and I am still on it this morning. So, over 6.5 assists here, 10, 2, 10, 7, and 9. I'm kind of shocked this one to get bumped up to 7. I would probably expect this to get bumped up to 7, but we'll see, man. But He's a minus 148 to go over 6.5 assists. He's 7 out of 10 in his last 10 games, and he had 10 in his last matchup versus the Lakers. He is 43% on the season. So let's take a look at this matchup here. We got the Golden State Warriors and the Lakers. Definitely going to be a late game, and it is. I guess it's really not that late. The latest game today? I guess it's 9 o'clock. But it's 8:30. I thought these games would have been a lot later, but they're not. So let's take a look. 7-point spread. I'm really shocked this spread is 7 points, to be honest. I really am. I feel like this game, I feel like Golden State's going to kill them, though. I don't know. I just feel like they are, but there is definitely blowout potential here with a 7-point spread, usually, especially with the way the league is right now. There's been so many blowouts, but 224 over under too. So let's take a look here at point guard going against the Lakers for assists. So point guard, assists, and the Lakers here are allowing the 5th most assists to point guards in the NBA so far this season. Take a look at the last 7 games here. The Lakers are still on the easier side, so 9.54 is the number, but I like to pay attention to more where they rank among other teams. So 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. So around the 9th most assists to the point guard position. Again, always do your own research. So I say this in every video. Always do your own research. I'm recording this at 11:37 in the morning right now. There's a lot that's going to change from now and by like 6 o'clock when I submit my entries. It's going to be a little bit earlier today with Mitchell Robinson, but just always do your own research. Not everything is always going to work out, obviously, so just always do your own research. Don't go off of directly just what I say, because everyone has bad nights all the time. So anyways, let's go ahead and take a look more into some other player props, but I'm liking Curry quite a bit today. All right, let's move on to some rebound props here. I think those two were probably my favorite of the day, to be honest. I think that was probably my favorites, but we got 3 rebound props left, so that's going to do it for today's video after those. But Joel Embiid here, over 11.5 rebounds, averaging 13.6 in his last 5 games here, going against Cleveland. So Cleveland is usually a little bit tougher against the center sometimes. Kind of tough against big men just because they have so many of them. But 19, 12, 10, 13, and 14 in his last 5 games. So if you take a look at more into this, though, he's 8 out of 10 in his last 10 games. 51% this season. He's a minus 124 to grab at least 12 rebounds. So, all right, let's take a look here at that game. So it's a 7:30 game tonight. 3.5 point spread to a 7.5 over under. So we're looking at rebounds. So the over under, kind of like to see it a little bit higher because it usually means it's a faster pace. So we'll see how many rebounds are happening. But 3.5 point spread, so it's good because it's not necessarily going to blow out, hopefully. But usually Embiid plays in blowout situations anyway. So let's take a look, though, at center versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. Center rebounds versus the Cavs here. Cavaliers are allowing the 5th most rebounds to centers in the NBA so far this season. So they're tough against points, like I was saying, but not really against rebounds. They're allowing quite a lot of rebounds. So let's take a look at the last 7 games here against Cleveland. Cleveland's been a lot better, but they're still kind of in the middle, so nothing to really note there. A guy who's hit 8 out of his last 10 games, I think it could be a pretty good spot for Joel Embiid today against the Cleveland Cavaliers. So not a bad spot for him to go ahead and grab at least 12 rebounds considering their season long. And how he's done in recent games, 8 out of 10. So, all right, let's move on to player prop number 4 here. We'll take a look at a guy who's on a brand new team, Domantas Sabonis. So this one's gonna be a little bit interesting because I don't think he wasn't on Sacramento February 9th, was he? He was still in the Pacers now. I don't think he's played a game with the Sacramento Kings yet, but so this one could get a little bit interesting, but hopefully it doesn't matter too much. But I know a guy who got on a new team yesterday screwed a lot of people over, Tyrese Halliburton. That pissed me off last night. They took away an assist and he missed by half an assist. That sucks so bad. But Sacramento Kings here going against the Washington Wizards. 2.5 point spread, 224 over under. Looking really good to me. Should not be hopefully a blowout, but it can get crazy. We all know that. And 224 over under. So it's a little bit faster paced, it looks like. But center going against the Washington Wizards. Take a look at this game here. Season long rebounds versus the who's Washington? Jeez, I don't know. I just forgot it for a second. But Washington here, allowing, what is that, 6? The 6th most rebounds to the center position so far this season. If we take a look at the last 7 games here, Washington is even easier, allowing the 4th most rebounds in the last 7 games, which I think is a little bit more reliable considering how many players they're missing. I mean, they don't have Montrezl Harrell anymore. They have Thomas Bryant at center now, so that changes a little bit. And it seems like he's been allowing quite a lot of rebounds too. So I'm liking his PRA too. I think this is definitely something to go and take a look at later in the day. PrizePicks didn't have it up at the time when I was recording these and writing these down. But if you take a look here at some of these matchups here. Wizards. This is the last 7. We'll still get. Yeah, we will take a look at the last 7 here. But they're staying consistent season long too at allowing a lot of points, rebounds, and assists. So look at this. I mean, it's all green. You'd love to see that green. So Washington here, allowing the 4th most rebounds, and then points or assists. I mean, they're allowing the most assists to the center position. So they're allowing a lot to the center. This game could potentially be running through Sabonis on his new team. I'm thinking he can have a pretty big night tonight. So I might be leaning more PRA than rebounds tonight, but I don't know. Let's see if they have him on the board yet. I wonder what his number is at. I don't think they have him all. The only game they have on the board right now is the De'Aaron Fox. So they might have him up a little bit later, I'd assume. But I think Sabonis is due for a pretty big night tonight. Should be pretty good for rebounds and just PRA potentially. So definitely one worth taking a look at, especially later in the day. All right, let's take a look at another one here that's going to be probably my least favorite of the day. But nonetheless, I think it's still a good prop to take a look at. So, did they didn't take him down, did they? No, don't take him down. Okay, they didn't. Okay, I saw Vassell on the board, but I didn't see DeJounte Murray. All right, but I like him a little bit over 7.5 rebounds against the New Orleans Pelicans. So averaging 8.2 in the last 5 games here. So 10, 6, 7, 9, and 9 in his last 5 games. DeJounte Murray's insane, man. You can maybe lean towards a little bit of PRA. We'll take a look at that. But I'm liking rebounds a little bit here. Not so much the assists for once. But I still think he can hit his assists. But 39.5 PRA is pretty generous too. So I don't know. I'm thinking probably rebounds over assists. But I don't know. Probably rebounds or PRA I'm kind of leaning today. But I'm liking DeJounte a little bit here. He's 7 out of 10 in his last 10 games. 63% this season. He had 12 in his last matchup, which was December 12th. So 12 on 12-12 he had. So against the New Orleans Pelicans. So all right, let's take a look at this game here. So point guard going against the New Orleans Pelicans. Now think about it. Did he have 12? I'm trying. That might be wrong. Don't quote me on that. I think DeJounte Murray, he hit for sure. He might have had 10 rebounds. But I wrote down 12, so maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But point guard anyways going against the New Orleans Pelicans. 6-point spread. 228.5 over under. So let's take a look at this game here. So point guard versus the New Orleans Pelicans. So the Pelicans allowing rebounds are pretty much right in the middle. I mean, smack in the middle, it looks like. Yeah, maybe a little bit on the easier side. 14th, probably. Most rebounds allowed to the point guard position. That's the number right there, 6.51. But I'm liking it a little bit. Let's take a look at the last 7 games in the Pelicans here. So the New Orleans Pelicans are definitely on the harder side, though. So they've been allowing a lot less rebounds lately to the point guard position. So that is definitely something to note. But let's take a look more. I mean, yeah, they're tough, man, I guess, recently. Maybe it's a game where we should hop off DeJounte Murray PRA. I still think the rebounds could be a little bit valid, but they've been tough lately. Look at all that orange right there, or brown, whatever you want to call it. They've been a really, really tough matchup for point guards, it looks like, so at least lately. So, and a lot of teams have been going through a lot of changes, so I think the last 7 games is definitely pretty telling. But CJ McCollum now on the Pelicans, but it seems like Graham is locking up a lot of point guards. So it is a 228.5 over under though, so that is definitely great for some PRA and pretty much rebounds usually. Typically, it just depends with the pace and all that, but that's kind of what I'm thinking today. If I had to rank these props, man, I'd probably go with Mitchell Robinson first, and probably Curry. I think I might just be going down the board here. I don't know, between Embiid and Sabonis, I think that's probably a tie for 3rd place. I like Embiid and Sabonis over their rebounds. Probably Sabonis PRA. I might be leaning over rebounds, but they just don't have it on the board yet. And then DeJounte Murray is probably my least favorite. So, yeah, that's going to do it for today's video, though, man. I appreciate you guys watching. Again, if anyone is new, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn post notifications. Those are things that help me out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Always do your own research. Good luck tonight, fellas. Goodbye.